Hi, I'm Carla Johnson. I'm an author, I'm a speaker, I'm a dabbler. I wear many hats. I believe it's wonderful to find the uncommon in the common. My latest project is called Cooking with Sin. CookingWithSin.com is my blog. And I want to share with you some of the adventures I've been having. Here's a shot of my blog. Here we go, sitting on my laptop there. Cooking with Sin. Recipes with alcohol that come with a great story. And they connect us. Food connects us. Food is like a glue that connects us. I'm looking for recipes that come from my friends, my family, strangers, recipes that have alcohol in them, and that come with a great story. The story and the recipe combo is important. And the word cooking with sin is from my grandmother. My grandmother coined the phrase. She's since passed away, and it's a fantastic memory I have from my youth. So find it here on my blog, cookingwithsin.com. So you see here I have got a pan of beer getting ready. Coors Light specifically. I'm cooking up some burgers tonight. And these burgers, I'm going to turn this down because I've got a few minutes left yet before I want to put this on. This is a recipe from one of my friends, Gary. I've gotten to know him a little bit this year. Gary, oh my gosh, Gary is an amazing guy, an amazing, brilliant comedian. And he said to me one day, I said, you've got to have a recipe for me. And he says, I don't cook with alcohol. I just cook my burgers in beer. And I both fell over. I said, cook your burgers in beer? I've never heard of that before. And sure enough, his favorite beer is Coors Light. And you take your burger and you cook it in beer. So I'm going to try it tonight. I'm going to feed it to my family. I can't guarantee what it's going to turn out like. I don't know if they're going to like it, if I'm going to like it. I have a funny feeling we are going to like it. Beer has some quality to it that really softens meat. I even added some beer to the recipe. My basic recipe I'm using tonight is just your basic, I bought some extra lean ground beef. I added some breadcrumbs, some red onion. I got some spices in there, some oregano. I tossed a little bit of cayenne, just add a little zip to it, and I add a little bit of beer. I usually add some egg to it to help it stick together. Don't have an egg tonight, but that's okay. You know, you can have fun with these recipes. So I'm going to cook them up, and I'll let you in on it. Okay, so here we go. I've got 3 burgers in the pan. It's a large pan. I made the burgers really wide because you know how they like to shrink up on you. So I made them fairly flat and fairly wide. Here's the 3 on the plate still. And it's just basically the burgers are being boiled in the beer, which is so fascinating. So I'm going to take some time here and flip these over and see what they look like. Gary said add half a can or half a bottle of beer to the pan, and then he says as you cook, it's going to get a little lower. It's going to splash. Whew. As it gets a little lower, you have to top it up so you can keep cooking your burgers. It smells delicious, actually. It smells absolutely delicious. It's he says of course, like everybody, Gary prefers to barbecue his burgers, but on some days in Canada here it's not always possible. So this is what he does when he can't barbecue his burgers. Huh. So I was afraid that these were just going to be boiled burgers, but I let them cook right down, and so the beer is burned down or has evaporated out a bit, and now they're browning up quite nicely, and the browning's in the bottom. And I didn't add any oil or anything to the pan, just beer. So let's see how this turns out. Well, I have to say that it smells absolutely delicious. It smells like a great meat being cooked, but we don't have that fatty smell that often goes with burgers. It smells absolutely delicious, and it's throughout the whole house now. All right, so they're done. I've got 6 burgers done. And I want to go set them here on my table, get ready for some supper with my family. You should know, I'm the first to admit I'm not much of a cook. I'm really not. I love the stories, and I love the idea of food connect. I love to eat. And in light of the title, Cooking with Sin, I do know how to sin. But I love the stories, and I love the combination of the food and the stories, because food just brings us together. It's a glue that when we sit down with family and friends and we have food there, it just brings us together. And we share our stories. My idea with Cooking with Sin is that you can pick up somebody's recipe, and as you make it, you can think of their life, think of their story, think of what they've accomplished, how they handled a situation in their life, and we'll all be a little bit better as we share our stories. We're just all common people, but we live uncommon lives. I heard it once that somebody once said that a life worth living is a life worth writing about. And at first I thought, okay, thanks for that. But I really feel it now. I get it now. We all have something in common, something wonderful into our lives to share with each other. So here we go. Here's the burgers on the table. And I got those latest things, the little flat buns to go with it. By the way, these are the Weight Watchers buns. I got to keep my girl a figure, and they have the lowest calorie count. But they look absolutely delicious.
Hey, a few little condiments to go with it. Yeah, we're looking forward to a good meal.
Well, the verdict is in. Gary's burgers are absolutely delicious. Cooking them in beer is a great idea. It pulled a lot of the fat out, and yet the burgers were so moist and delicious. I serve it just the way I like it, with a little bit of Canadian cheddar cheese on there and some mayonnaise, and I like lettuce and a thin slice of tomato. Check out my blog, www.cookingwithsin.com. Until next time, cheers.